Take a walk on the wild side with this cocktail right here. This week, let me show you how to make a crosswalk. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the Whiskey Nerd, and like I said, today I'm taking a walk on the wild side with a crosswalk cocktail. And I actually got this recipe from the Jameson website, and a lot of distilleries are doing this now, where they actually give some good recipes on their websites. They actually give you a lot of inspiration. So I find the websites are oftentimes good places to look. Sometimes I make some adjustments. Sometimes I think there's just a classic cocktail that they're pretending is fancy or pretending to be different. But this here is actually a very nice little number. It's essentially like a highball whiskey cocktail with a few extra ingredients to lighten it up and make it a bit brighter and a bit more fun. So starting off with Jameson Black Barrel. This is a very nice kind of classic, well, modern classic Irish whiskey. It's nice, it's sweet. It was aged in kind of extra charred bourbon barrels for a while, hence the black barrel. So it has a bit more caramel, vanilla, darker sweet notes, which helps it stand up to the other ingredients in the cocktail because it is only in at 40%. Speaking of the other ingredients, we've got triple sec, which is like an orange liqueur. We've got this here, which is from Drinks Botanicals Ireland. It's just a raspberry sugar syrup. Very, very nice little ingredient. I find their stuff is very nice. I'll put a link to where you can find a raspberry syrup recipe to make your own at home, but this is very nice, so I'm just going to use their store-bought version. Also calls for a little bit of grapefruit juice, and at the end, because it's a highball, it'll be topped up with a little bit of ginger ale. So I think there's enough time talking about the cocktail. Let's get to making it. It is a shake and drink, so we're going to get our shaker tin and we're going to pop a nice rock of ice into there before we go in with the rest of our ingredients, starting off with our Jameson Black Barrel. I'm sure you could use kind of any whiskey you want, but because I got the recipe from their website, I'm going to use their recommended whiskey of the Jameson Black Barrel, and it's going to be 50 ml of this, or just under 2 ounces of our Jameson Black Barrel into there, and then we're going to go in with 10 ml each of our triple sec and our raspberry sugar syrup. So this is going to give us a nice bit of extra kind of sweetness and orange notes from the triple sec, but then that raspberry sugar syrup is going to give us a kind of a different direction with the it's just very nice flavor. It's quite rich. It actually has a lot of real fruit in it, like they use real fruit pulp in it, so it has a lot of flavor. So I'm going to go in with 10 ml of that into there, and then I'm going to go in at the end with 25 ml of my grapefruit juice, because it's going to give us a nice kind of hit of citrus into our cocktail. So we're going to go in, plain and simple, just like that. Going to pop the lid on my shaker tin, bang it down, and shake it away for about 20 seconds to get it nice and cold. Okay, I think that is nicely chilled now. So I'm going to bang the top off my shaker tin and get ready to strain it out. We'll be straining it out into a highball glass with just a nice kind of a spear of ice into there, just like that. And we're going to get our strainer up top, pop it on, and just pour it away, just like that. As you can see, the glass is not full yet because we are going to be topping it off with our ginger ale, because you definitely don't want to be adding ginger ale to your shaker tin before you shake up the cocktail. And because it's a highball, you do want it to be kind of nice and long, to have a nice kind of bit of length so you can enjoy the cocktail over time. And then we're going to go in with a straw up top and a little dehydrated slice of orange over the edge, just like that. And that right there is how I make a crosswalk cocktail. Now real quick, before I taste this cocktail, if you're new here, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I put out whiskey reviews every Wednesday, and I put out cocktail recipes featuring whiskey every Friday. So if you want to see more like that, make sure you're subscribed. And while you're down there, let me know if there's any recipes you think I should try out, because I'm always on the hunt for new cocktails. But right now, let's try this one. That is really nice. The raspberry syrup has this really nice thick texture to it, and because raspberries are very, very sweet, it kind of adds a nice contrast, because the grapefruit juice is quite tart, it's quite bitter. It's a grapefruit, so you know that it's quite tart and bitter. But then the raspberry syrup, the triple sec, the sugar even from the ginger ale, and obviously the sweetness from the whiskey pair it back, so it's not just dominated by the grapefruit. It has a kind of a number of layers to it. The ginger ale lightens it up. I think if this was like a short drink, it would be unbalanced, but the ginger ale turns into a highball, keeps it nice and balanced. Like, you can definitely tell there's whiskey in there, but it's not the only thing you can taste. It's actually quite a nice little balanced cocktail. So I think I'm going to keep on enjoying it, and I'll see you next time. Sláinte.